Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome back to our module, the Nebula Code Academy. Remember this module 4, which is cybersecurity, and we have a series we have been following. We started for a couple of weeks ago. So remember this module is for beginners, which is a level 1 beginners. So today we are in lesson 4 of this module. So welcome to this lesson, the fourth lesson of the cybersecurity introduction, the basic cybersecurity. So this fourth lesson, we're going to be talking about something different. For those of us that have been following in our other class, how many of us here was in the last class and you are done with your how many of us did the worksheet, that is the assignment, and also took the exams? How many of us? Just indicate in the comment section. Okay, so congratulations to each and every one of us that followed it. So now we are going to move to the lesson 4 of this module. So we're going to talking about digital footprint, privacy, and safe browsing. Now, this is an important topic. This time around, we're no longer talking about the introduction to cybersecurity or the importance of password or the how to recognize the threats. Now we're looking at how this time around we're going to look at something that is very important. No, so by the end of this meeting, I'm going to make sure that you understand what digital footprint is. You also recognize the risk of oversharing. This is also part of what I've discussed today. You also have to understand privacy settings and why they matter. So these are things you're going to understand. You're also going to understand and we'll practice it, not just understand. We're going to practice safe browsing habits. And finally, you're going to start controlling your online presence. These are very important things that will help you today. Most people are going to go different, and this is something that might help you in your digital life. So, firstly, we're going to start with. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to start with one question. It's a very important question. Now, I want to ask you this question. If I search your name right now online, what would I find? What would I find? If I search your name online right now, if I should go to my whichever social media or just anywhere, and I search for your name, what would I find? Your pictures you posted, right? Your comments, whatever things you did online, those are the things I'm going to find. This is a very important question. Don't think that if you search your name, you not see anything. You must see something about you. But the question is, what do you use? What will I see about you? Is it something that is going to implicate you? Is it something going to that is not harmful to you? So that is what we're going to look at now. How to control what I see about you when you search. You have to understand that your online activity leaves traces. That is the truth. Your online activities leaves a lot of traces behind. What are the online activities I'm talking about? The things you post, the things you search, the things you like, the things you click, all those things are traces you leave behind. That is why when I search about you, these are things I must find. So if these things you leave behind are something that can be implicative to you, it means you're in trouble. So everything you do online leaves. If I want you to have it at the back of your mind today, that whatever you are doing online, I always say this: if you have been doing otherwise before now, it's just like it's not. You don't have to punish yourself and say no, everything has ended. No, this is just like a new beginning for you, a new start for you. Have this at the back of your mind that anything you do online leaves a footprint. So from now, as I listen to the sound of my voice, I want you to take note of what I'm going to be discussing about in this lesson, so that from now you're going to start applying them. First of all, the first thing I said is what? Have in the back of your mind. Whatever I've said from beginning till now is you having something in the back of your mind that whatever you do online, you can't get away with it. It must leave a footprint. So, what is digital footprint, my brothers and sisters? Now, digital footprint is the collection of all the traces you leave behind while you use the internet. So some people also call it your cyber reputation. Some people have a very good cyber reputation, some people have a very bad cyber reputation. So that's what digital footprint is. Whatever things you do, whatever things whatever traces you leave behind, that is your digital footprint. And your digital footprint is like your online shadow. You may forget what you clicked last year, but the internet often remembers. It's just like a shadow. It's always following you. You don't know what shadows does. You might even forget that you have a shadow, but it's always following you. So I want to give you this analogy. So you're going to know what I'm going to imagine what I'm talking about. Now imagine walking on a beach. Walking on the beach. And when you walk on the beach, the footprint you leave, it wash away with the tide. That one is obvious. But walking on the internet is like walking in a wet cement, not like walking on a beach. Walking on the beach and walking in the cement are two different things. Walking on the cement, once it dries off, your footprint is there permanently. As long as that cement is there, your footprint can never be erased. So that is how digital footprint is. So now, there are two types of digital footprints. Two types. It's very important you know the two types of digital footprint. First type is what? The active footprint. And the second type is the passive footprint. So what is this active footprint? Now this is something that you intentionally share, is in your control. You're the one that have control to this. Now, there is difference between something you have control and something you don't have control over. Now, something you have control is the first thing. Now, whichever solution we're going to have today, the first thing we'll tackle is what you can control, because that is the easiest, and sometimes that is even the most dangerous. Something you can control, like what? The picture you post on your social media, posting, the things you comment, the comment you made, the email, sending an email or filling out an online survey. All these things are things you control, things you do intentionally. Your profile information, the information you give about yourself, you choose to do this. No one does it for you. It was done by you. So whenever you post, whenever you do these activities online, you are actively adding to your digital footprint. So whenever you post, whenever you like, whenever you share, whenever you upload something, whatever you do online that falls in active footprint, you are actively adding to your digital footprint. So now that you have this knowledge, the next thing you're going to add, is it going to give you a good reputation or a bad reputation? That is the question I want to ask you. Do you want something that will give you a good reputation or a bad reputation? These are all part of cybersecurity, because if you can understand this, so many things will change. Now, there's what we call passive. Now, this one, you're not the one that has control about it. It's collected without you explicitly asking. So it's not within your control. So the example is what? Your IP address. You didn't ask for your IP address. It's done. It's done without you asking. It's given to you. Your device type, your search history, whatever you have searched, it's not you that decide whether they keep the history or not. Anything you have searched is in history. Cookies, tracking data. Now, you often don't know this is happening most of the times. That's why it's passive. So, even when you are just scrolling and you're not even posting. Now, this is for people that don't like posting. It's good not to post, even if you like posting. But this is what I'm talking about. For people that don't like posting, they might feel like what I'm talking about, they're not a part of it. I don't post, I don't comment, I'm like a ghost. But as long as you scroll through social media, some sites are still recording what you do in background. That is your passive footprint. So do you have a good reputation or a bad reputation? Now that brings us to this. Why should you care about this footprint? What I'm talking about. Why should you care about your digital footprint? Why? Why is it even important? Now, why it's important is because, firstly, deleted posts may still exist in screenshots, backup, old servers, and other people's phone. Let me tell you why. Some people might post something stupid just for fun or just for whatever you want to post it for, and you feel like I'll delete it in the next maybe 1 hour or 30 minutes. No matter how short you want to delete it, you're forgetting that someone can screenshot it. Someone that have it can screenshot it. So even though you delete it, it's no more available again. One, the person will bring it up and you'll be surprised. So deleted posts, don't why you should care is that don't hope on deleting your posts. Don't hope on saying, hey, I can post whatever I want after I can delete whenever I want. No. Don't hope on that because it can never be, like I said from beginning, that is a footprint, just like a cement. It can never be gone forever. It's your reputation. Someone can screenshot it, backups, whatever things. Also, employers check profile. These are that thing you. These are the reason why you should care. Employers check profile before employing. They check your profile, your online, your reputation. They check your reputation before they employ you. University also review their applicants. They still go back to check your reputation, your digital reputation. That is your footprint. Scammers also use that as an advantage. They collect some data. When they check your footprint, they see the things you're posting. If it's something that can implicate you, they use it against you. Companies track behavior. These are reasons why you should care. Harmful content can resurface years later. It have happened in our world today. So many people that did something in the past, after so many years, it comes back. Some is good, some is bad. But just know that it comes back. It resurfaces. So this is why you should care about your footprint. You have to be careful of what you do online to keep a good reputation. So imagine you are angry one night and you posted. I want to give you this scenario. Imagine you're angry one night and you posted a rude comment or insult, and you deleted it in the morning. Maybe you are now calm. You're no longer angry. But somebody already screenshotted what you posted, and 2 years later or even more, you're applying for a scholarship, and that screenshot is forwarded to the selection committee. That one moment can now affect your future. Can you see how things happen? So guess what? Why you should care of what you post is because it can come back to haunt you. Now, I want to also tell you that what you post today it's not just harmful to you for today, but it can affect your future, job opportunities, your reputation, security risk. Now, security risk is very important. So this is not just affecting your life digitally or your opportunities. It also affects your security. There's some people that I think I don't know if the story is true, but there's a popular celebrity that was killed or was murdered, and they said rumor has it that the day he was murdered, that day, in fact, he has been always wanted. Maybe he don't even know he was wanted, or maybe he knew. but it was for a long time they have been searching for him. And one fateful day, he just made a post, a random post, and he turned his own notification, and that post carried his notification, something like, um, this is something like this is this is how you can make your phone, and when you take a picture, it already writes the place it automatically indicates where you took that picture, and he posted it. And they say that's how the people that were looking for him found him and murdered him. So if that is true, what has he done? He left footprints, and it cost him his security, cost him his life. So I'm not saying that you should go into any problem or that will involve you running for your life, but what I'm just trying to explain to you is it can affect your security. Having this, if why it matters is a long term, it can affect your security. This digital footprint. So that brings us to the next topic of discussion: oversharing. Just like the name implies, what is oversharing? Now, oversharing is when you are sharing too much personal information online. Now, let me tell you something. When they say when they say sharing too much personal information, it means some people do theirs. It's important. It's not bad to share your personal information, but some people do theirs too much. You share your personal information too much, and that is oversharing. Sharing it too much. Look at something. Is it risky, or there's nothing wrong with it? Well, it can be risky. Let me show you some example why it can be risky. When you post your home address in your bio, is it risky? It can be risky. Can you do that? Also, when you're sharing a selfie in school, but your uniform clearly shows your school name and logo, it's risky. You're oversharing. Those things are not necessary. Your home address is not necessary. It's not necessary. Posting your live location during an event is not necessary. And these are what people do today. Is now common today. When they're in an event, they post the location, live location, just to show people they are just to flex. That's the flex. But it's not necessary. It's what we call oversharing. Posting your debit card or exam slip by mistake, even for fun. It happens so many times. You see, I said it earlier today that this is going to be an eye-opening session. That when you are done, you notice that you have a lot of mistakes you made. There's so many people I know I've seen that enjoys posting their debit card or their credit card, whichever one. Someone send them money, they post it. They spend money, they post it. Just to show, because of the way the social media is today. But the truth is this, is a risky oversharing. Now, why is it oversharing? Because it's not necessary. There's some sharing that is not necessary. What is important with you? Sharing your debit card. It's not important. It's not important. It's not necessary. No one cares. Instead, you are spoiling. You are putting yourself at risk. It's risky. Oversharing. Anything oversharing is risky. Sharing your family argument or private drama online. It's risky. You have an issue with your partner. You're sharing it online. It's not necessary. You're oversharing. You're not even a celebrity. It's only celebrity that to some extent, maybe people that are into content creation, that to some extent they do all this and they get away with it because sometimes it might not even be real. It can just be used for content. But come on, it's oversharing. Posting angry rants about teachers, school, classmates, whatever it is oversharing. Now, there's some golden rules I have. What's the golden rule? Don't post what reviews. Now, I want you to follow this rule. Don't post what review where you live, where you are right now or how to reach you alone. Now, these are the golden rule. Make yourself private because most of these posts are not limited. The post is publicly. Most of these posts is publicly. So avoid any post that reveals where you live, where you are right now, or how to reach you. Don't post anything that could hurt you or someone else later. It's another rule. When you post a quarrel, in the future when that quarrel comes back, it will hurt the person later, or it might hurt you later. Can you see it? So these are things you have to checkmate before you have to check properly before you post. Follow the rules I gave. So I want to ask you a question. Can you just go to any of your social media and just type your house address and post it? Would you do that? Give me a comment. Answer in your comment. Would you do that? Answer in the comment. Would you just post your house address online? Now, if you know you wouldn't do that, then why oversharing? In fact, majority of the people that is commenting here will say no, they can't do that. It's not because of I've taught you did. No, it sounds unnecessary. How will you just go online and you just post number 1 2 3 4 5 so street, so state? Why will you just do that? It's unnecessary. And the same way it's unnecessary is the same way. Then why will you be posting those unnecessary pictures that show your live location? Oversharing. That's what it is. So if you know you can't do that, then don't post those things that will implicate you. Don't overshare. Now I'm showing you how people overshare. Today, most people, they'll feel like I enjoy sharing, I enjoy posting. It's good. You can post other things, but avoid your personal life. So, what are privacy settings? All these are what everything I'm talking about here is in one purpose, which leads us to what? Repetition. What are privacy settings? Now, privacy settings are tools that control who can see your information. This is also important because there's some examples of privacy settings. Public versus private account. You can have a public account, you can have a private account. Now, why am I giving this example? There's so many people that love, they cannot do without posting their life to the public. Thank God today, many of these social media applications have made it possible for us that you can have a private account, you can have a public account. Your private account, you can have all at once. You can have a public account that's just for public. Anyone can have you, anyone can see you. And with that, you know that everyone is seeing you. So you know that you have to be careful of what you post. And then you have your private account. Now, your private account, you know that it's only your families and your friends. So now with that, you know that everybody that is seeing you are people that already know you. And mostly they even know where you live. Mostly they know the job you do. Mostly they know the school you do. Yeah, in the school you attend. So when you post those kind of things in your private account, you're not having. I don't think there's any bad reputation because those are still people that knows you. Imagine your private account mostly are your family members, mostly are your close friends. So mostly I think it's safer to even if you overshare, even if I still say avoid oversharing, it's not necessary. But even if you overshare with your private account, I don't think there's much effect. I don't think there'll be any bad effect, any much bad effect it can have. So that is the example of privacy settings. Who can view your post even when you have a public account? You can still select who can view your post. That is under privacy settings. So when you want to post those things that are not necessary, even if you truly want to post it, you can select who view your post. You can just select maybe people that want to view your post, maybe your family members, whatever it is. Who can send you messages? These are things. Who can tag you? These are privacy settings that is here to help us to now most people that understand how this works, they understand the importance of having a good reputation, they use these privacy settings in their own favor to keep their reputation better, to improve their reputation, their digital reputation, their digital footprint. Now, if you don't control your privacy, then you are sharing by default. So now, the things you're going to leave here with today is how to control your privacy. That's what I'm talking about now. There's some things that you know that these are privacy. Posting your debit slip is privacy. You don't need the public to see it. Posting an argument is privacy. Oversharing those unnecessary things is privacy. So you have to control your privacy. Now, why does privacy matters? Because of number one, safety. When you take all these privacy precautions I just mentioned here, what is it going to do? It's going to give you safety. By what? How can it give you safety? By avoiding stalkers, by avoiding identity theft, by protecting family and location. Second, is going to give you reputation. How teachers, parents, future employers might view your post. Yes. How would I be okay if this was shown on a projector in assembly? Now look at something. When you use privacy, imagine you have a post that you just want to post. Maybe you went for a party or you went for something, and you know that you don't want your employer to see that kind of thing, and you select who can see it, and you push them out. Maybe just leave it for your family members. You have saved your reputation. Maybe you want to post something that has to do with your house address, and you want to post it. You can still select who can view it. You have saved your you have increased your safety. And privacy also matters because it gives you control. You choose who sees what. You're the one that choose who sees whatever you do. Now, remember that statement I made before this slide? I said if you don't control your privacy, you share by default. Now, if you don't control your privacy, whatever you do is not under your control. Whatever you do online is not under your control. Your digital footprint is not under your control. Because you don't control who sees what you post. You don't control who comments. You don't control who views. You don't control. So you can say no to apps. That is why it's part of privacy. You can decide not to accept people that that's why even people that will message you is your choice because of privacy. You decide who can message you. Privacy also, you can say no to apps asking for too much access. All these are privacy settings. Some apps are asking for too much access. Some websites are asking for too much access. But because of you understand privacy settings, you can decide what they have access to and what they don't have access to. Take note of this. So you're going to keep your reputation safe, good. So take note of this. Privacy is not about having something to hide. No. Privacy is about having the right to choose who sees your life. Now, like I said earlier, you must not be like the guy that was running for his life or something. That's why you're having privacy. No. You must not have something to hide. Some people feel like, no, after all, nobody's after me. Nobody is after my life. Nobody's after I'm not a bad person. No. Privacy is about having the right to choose who sees your life. Because your life will, in fact, before the internet came, your life is already private to you. No one knows your life. If you want people to see your life, you can always start a reality show. But your life is private, so you choose who sees your life and who don't. Are we together? So, that brings us to this next topic of discussion, safe browsing. Talking about your life, what you browse is the part of your life. Most people don't know that. I always tell people, I check from what you browse, what you view, to know the kind of person you are. People feel like, no, what I browse is just for fun. No, that's why there are different kind of things. So you know what you browse, So what is safe browsing? That is the topic. That is the word I want to talk about. Now, safe browsing is when you're using the internet in a way that protects your data and identity. So There's some habits because remember you have to protect the most important thing is protect. So how do you have this safe browsing? Because whether you like it or not, is part of the security we need. So how do you protect? How do you um how do you um what's the habit you need for safe browsing? First of all, very importantly, check the URLs you click very carefully. Very, very carefully. Now, I talked about this in our last class. How to recognize online threats. Make sure you check it properly. Don't just click any link you see. Look for wrong spelling. Don't rely on the padlock symbol. I've said this in the last class that the padlock symbol doesn't mean it's safe to browse. The padlock symbol just means that it is secured. Not that it is a legit website. No. Secured means, I'm going to explain that later. Now, avoid random pop-up ads. You want an iPhone, maybe you're using, especially when you're using maybe Chrome or any search engine, you're using it and they just tell you, you want an iPhone. And that's the pop-up, mostly it comes. And some people click it, spin and get so thing. All those things are not, is part of what I taught you in the last class. Don't allow notification on, don't click allow notification on random sites. No. So, what are also under habits? Be careful what you download. Be careful of what you download. Download apps from official stores. Most people today they create app that is not even accepted on official stores like Play Store, Apple Store. Because the app is not legit. It can be harmful. So that's why it's not accepted by Play Store. It's not verified by Play Store and Apple Store. So for you to get it, you must follow through a long process to download it. That is not safe browsing. Just for you to be safe. If that app cannot be found in Play Store or Apple Store, forget about it. The app is not your life. Use safe search modes. This is so very important. Use safe search modes. Now, I'll talk about this shortly. The different safe search modes, like incognito mode, it has its own purpose. VPN mode, whatever way. Now, be careful on public Wi-Fi. Avoid logging into bank or sensitive account on public Wi-Fi. So maybe you can go to connect. You can see a Wi-Fi. You might see a public Wi-Fi just because you want free Wi-Fi, you just connect to it, and you connect it, and you're using it to make a transfer from your bank. You're using it to access some details that's very important. Always log out when using someone else's device. Very important. If let's say you are stranded and you want to log in, you want to use someone's device to log in one of your account or something, maybe your bank account, social media account, whatever account. Don't even try your bank account. But let's say something, maybe your social media account or maybe your email, whatever thing you have to log in that person's phone. Once you're done using that, make sure you log out. Make sure you log out. Use basic browser privacy tools like what? Clear browsing history occasionally. Occasionally clear your browsing history. Check which sites have access to your camera, microphone, and location. You might not be aware. Now, this is very important. Any app you have on your phone today, before you give it access to your camera, microphone, or location, these three important things, make sure those apps need it. Like WhatsApp, definitely WhatsApp will need it. But some app that you know that maybe you don't need. Maybe let's say you downloaded a calculator, a fancy calculator on your phone, and that calculator is demanding your camera. It's demanding your access to camera, location, and microphone. For what? Just for calculating. They want my camera. I'm giving you an example. You might find something like this. So those things are unnecessary. Don't give them access to it. Once you know they don't need it, if you know, in fact, if you even have two WhatsApp and maybe one WhatsApp is not even used for making calls, don't give them access to your camera and microphone. Maybe just use for only posting. Because some people have two different WhatsApp, maybe WhatsApp business and WhatsApp. Use only the one that is used. So that's to show you are limiting, you're safe, you're keeping yourself limited, safe by avoiding so many things. This is how you follow. Just follow all these things I'm telling you. It gives you safe browsing. It makes you safe. Think before you sign up. Do you really need this website or app? What information does you want? Think before you sign up. What information does that do they want? Think before you sign up. Because they might want a very, if it's just a simple details, fine. But if they want you to give them over information about you, it's bad. So one of the things I say I'm going to talk about, is still under safe browsing, is what we call HTTP versus HTTPS. Now most people see this HTTP. Now this is the most critical technical skills for safe browsing. Now when you see HTTP, it means hypertext transfer protocol. This is a language web browsers, the web browsers speak. Now, for example, I'm going to give you an analogy, a postcard analogy. When you are sending data over HTTP, it's just like you sending a postcard through the mail, and anyone who touches the postcard, whether it's the mailman, the neighbor, when you're sending a postcard through a mail, it can pass through different hands. Give this person, drop it here, and anybody that is passing through their hand, anybody who touches that card can read exactly what is written on the back. That is what HTTP is. I'm giving you an example. I prefer to use a story to give example. Now, what is the risk there? If you type a password on that postcard that is on an HTTP website while on a public Wi-Fi, or a hacker is nearby, the hacker that is nearby can read it in plain text without even stressing himself. He don't have to run any code or anything. Can read it plain. So it's just like it's open. You're giving somebody an open letter without sealing it. So when you now talk about HTTPS, that S there now stands for secured. Now this is where it gets interesting. This time around, it's not like you're putting that postcard inside an envelope, a thick sealed security envelope. Now the thing is that whatever hand it passed through, the person have to unseal that envelope, which might be difficult or which might implicate him. So he will not even try to unseal it. So the mailman can use now it can pass through whatever person you want to pass through, but they can never see what is inside. So whenever you are trying to use any website and you're seeing secured, now you're free. You can log in your bank details. You can do whatever you want to do with that website because it shows that it's secured. Only you that can see what you use there. It's not anybody that is there cannot see it. So how will you check? This is what I'm talking about. Always look for that padlock sign in the address bar before entering your credit card information or password. So remember I said, don't think that this padlock sign shows that the website is safe. Even attackers, they have websites with this. But this is another dimension of safe browsing. How? Whether it's a legit website or not. When it's have secured, it means no third party can see what is happening in that website. Is secured. Unlike when it's not secured. So that's the advantage. So that brings me to the next thing I'm going to talk about. It has to do with the privacy, what we call incognito mode. Now, when you talk about incognito mode, is when the browser is a browser mode that doesn't save your local history or cookies on that device, after you close the window, but does not make you invincible online. Now look at it. Most people mistake. Some people think that if I use incognito or private mode, the police and my boss cannot see what I'm doing. Now I'm here to spoil that for you. I had that belief once. I always believe that if I want to do something that I don't want anybody to know what I'm doing, whether the people that have the website, maybe I don't want the people that have the website to know that I'm visiting their website or something. I should just use incognito mode. But that's a big lie. It's not true. The truth is this: incognito mode only stops your own computer from saving the history. Only your computer, not someone else. Who cannot see what you use incognito mode for? Your mom, your spouse. Anybody that uses that computer after you cannot know what you did as long as you use incognito mode. So have you understand that incognito mode only makes you incognito for your device, not for other people? So who can see you? The internet service provider. Your boss can still see you and the website you visit. So incognito mode cannot prevent these people from seeing you. Rather, it only prevents your mom, people that are using the same computer with you. So please understand that. Don't be too comfortable when you're using incognito mode. Know that you're only dividing, you're only making it possible for the people that are using the computer not to see what you're using. So it just provides only local privacy, not network anonymity. I hope I'm together. I hope you are together. I hope you are following. So this is what we call public Wi-Fi risk. Because I'm saying all these things, I'm trying to touch everything that will make you have a good reputation, a good digital reputation. Now, is the public Wi-Fi also important, also necessary? Yes, it's necessary. Because public network can expose your data. Yes. So be careful, it is risky. When you go to public Wi-Fi like the cafe, the airport, shared network, all this can expose your data. So be careful of public Wi-Fi. If you don't need the Wi-Fi, don't bother connecting. Now, there's something I want to talk about, very important. How does website track you? Remember we say website track people. Website can track you. How does website track you? They use the cookie concept. Most of us know what is cookie. Most of us doesn't know what is a cookie. Now, what's a cookie? A cookie is a tiny text file that a website saves on your computer or phone when you visit it. Can you imagine? A text is saved by a website on your computer when you visit that website. Have you seen that? That is part of a footprint. Now imagine you visit a secured building and the security guard gives you a visitor badge. Now wherever you go in the building, people know who you are and where you've been. That badge is a cookie. That's how cookie is. That's the analogy. You know, I like giving analogies. So there's a good cookie and there's a bad cookie. Actually, the concept of cookie was for a good purpose, but today there's now a bad cookie. That's why that is the word. So you have to be careful. So now I'm going to give you an example of a good cookie, the first party cookie. Now this helps the website work. Now this is the purpose of why they created cookie. They help to help the website work. They remember your password so you don't have to log in again. Yes, that's how they were advancing. That's why they invented what is called cookie. They save your password so you don't have to log in again every 5 minutes. Or they remember what you put in your cart when you are shopping. This is just an example. Now, there's what we call the third party cookie. This is the spies. I can call this the bad cookie. Now, these are placed by advertisers, not the site you are visiting. At this point, when you search for, now, have you ever noticed that when you search for something on Facebook, on Google, cheap flight to Lagos, 10 minutes later, you go to Facebook, not Google again, you go to Facebook and you start seeing different ads of flights. Have you seen something like this before? This happens because of a third party cookie followed you from the Google to Facebook. Now let me give you an instance. You might go to Google and you search, let's say you search something bad, something harmful. Now that's already been saved. Let's say you search, what can I use as an example? What is bad here? Let's say you search where you can. Okay, let me say you search for loan. You search for different loan. Now, whether you search it on Google Play Store, wherever you search it from, how to get different loan apps. Now, do you know when you come to Facebook, you come to Instagram, the ads you're going to be seeing is going to be ads that's going to be advertising for you how to get more loans. What does that tell you? It tells you that they have already saved your history. Is that you have left a footprint behind forever. They have ever searched for loan app. It cannot erase it. That is to show you the digital footprint. So be careful what you search. Be careful what you search. Now we're going to do our regular lab, in-class lab. This lab work is going to be your audit, your digital audit, digital footprint audit. Each and every one of us is going to pass through this. This time around, you're the one that will audit yourself. We're going to analyze your online presence. Most people has good, most people have bad, but we're going to find out from this. So, the first step. Now, remember, what you're doing is going to, whether you have a bad reputation, does not mean you're going. There's still a chance for you to. There's still a chance for you to change it. There's still a chance for you to change it. Are we together? Just give me a moment. All right. So, the first step we're going to start with, it's going to be step by step for this in-class lab work. So the first step is going to what we call what exists. Now I want to ask you, well, we want to find out what exists about you online. Your accounts, usernames, public information. Take note of all this. Put them down. Put them down. What are your accounts that exist? Your username that exists? The public information that exists. After that, move to the next step. How we identify the risk in this. Now, the first step we find out what exists at first. Now, if there are 10 things that exist, we're going to identify which is risky. So how we identify the risky? What information could be risky? Is it your location? Is it your phone number? Is it your school? Is it your personal photos? Now you know the ones I've said that is risky already. So indicate those ones that you have currently that is risky. Indicate it. I'm going to the step 3. I'm going to do a privacy check. Now with the privacy check, we're going to check your profile visibility. Who can see your profile? Your followers, who can contact you. All these will be your privacy check. Then we move to the action plan, what to do. Now with the action plan, what will you change? Now inside everything that we have said, what I want you to write on your comment section right now is, what will you change? Is it your privacy setting? Just tell me what you're going to change up from what I've taught you today. Is it going to be your privacy settings? Is it going to be what you share? The things you post, you overshare? What will you change? What will you change? So, think before you share. That is what I want. That is the bottom line. Think before you share. Think before you share something. Very important. Please, don't leave here. Think before you share. Don't leave here without understanding this. Before you share, think, who can see this thing I want to share? The people that will see this, are they supposed to see it? What could go wrong if these people see this thing I'm about to share? What could go wrong? What? will this matter later? This thing I'm sharing now, if some people sit down now and they will it matter? Is it something that will matter later? And believe me, if you think about all this before you share, I know that so many of the things you share will reduce because you find that some things are unnecessary. So, in summary, what I've said today we didn't just talk about hackers. No, we're not here talking about hackers. We talked about you, as we always do, but just that today we talk about your future, your reputation, your digital reputation, and how you can control it. For the past few lessons we have been having in this cybersecurity, it's about you first before we talk about the hackers. Because even if there's a good security, like I said, if the human is not properly oriented, it can affect the good security we have in technology. So we have talked about how today is now most importantly talking about your future, your digital reputation, and how you can control it. So every click, every share, every post is a small decision. Whichever thing you click online, whatever thing you share online, whatever thing you post online is a small decision you are making. And that decision can either harm you in the future or can either help you in the future. So if you remember only three things, please, even if there's just three things you can remember, your digital footprint is permanent enough to matter. It's permanent. Don't think that it's going to disappear. No, it's permanent. Privacy is your right. You are allowed to protect yourself. That is why you see you have the right to give some apps access to some things. Some people feel like privacy is not their choice. Everything is already happening. No, it's your right. And safe browsing is not about fear, it's about wisdom. I talk about safe browsing. Don't be afraid when you're browsing. No. Browse freely, but with wisdom. That's why I gave you this safe browsing habit. For the safe browsing habit, go through this video. Make sure you learn those safe browsing habits. Type, post, and click in a way that's future. Now, I want to leave you with this. Type, post, and click in a way that future you will be proud of you. So, this is the final word I leave you with. Your digital footprint is your responsibility. Thank you. Even if this is the only thing you learn today, in fact, if it's the only thing you learn today, it's going to help you to learn more because when you learn this, you'll be like, okay, let me go back and learn again. Let me know that this is my responsibility. Please, it's your responsibility. If your future you comes and realize that there's a footprint that's left behind that in the future is haunted you, do you know the ugly truth? And I'm telling you today, it's your responsibility. So because the responsibility starts now to control it. Because it's your nobody's responsibility, is yours. It's yours. So that brings us to the end of the meeting, the end of the lesson. What a wonderful lesson. Hope you learned something. Hope you're going to take advantage. You're going to change something about your privacy to enable you have a good reputation, a good footprint. So, as usual, we're going to have an exam after this class. So, for those that want to go to the next class, will participate in this exam. But remember, as usual, you can't participate with this exam without the password because it's just a password to show that you're in the class, to show that you're eligible for the exam. So, and that's why the password is always appearing towards the end of the class, or it can appear in the middle, but it just shows that you are in the class. So you can just get this password, screenshot it. Now, I know we are teaching about password in this cybersecurity. From what the passwords I use are not eligible, but are not good, are not strong password. Yes, I'm not protecting the exam. I just want it to be something that requires just for the purpose of the exam sake. I'm not giving you a rule that this is how your password should look like. No. So this is your password. I hope you have screenshot it. Thank you once again. And I remain your humble tutor for this module, Kenechiko Okoye. See you in the next class. See you in the next lesson. And the next lesson is going to be powerful. It's going to be better than this. Bye.